Hello everyone, thank you for joining back on the journey to transform the Edition 30. It's back from Ben at A&T Motors, where it had carried out, as we mentioned, the full service, everything done under the bonnet, gearbox, DSG service as well. And while it was in, we got the headlight swapped. So this is a much better condition headlight. And I did forget to mention, one other thing that Ben did was underneath the car, we have all new rear suspension arms and components. So all new lovely bushes, which really tightened up the drive. The sun is right in my eyes. So as you can see, it has been completely transformed in terms of the mechanicals, and now we just have to work on this very bad bodywork. It needs the wings painted and the bonnet as well. And I didn't ever mention what happened with the car, what caused this damage. So the car was parked on the owner's driveway, and another member of the public was driving down the road, was going a bit too fast for the conditions, and skidded into the front of it. Fortunately, there was no major damage underneath, so the radiator panel and all of that is all good. And of course we have the bumper damage here, which is pretty deep, but I do believe it can be saved, or at least improved to the point where I'll be happy to drive around in it. Paint's flaking off. And another element of the car that I didn't spot when I bought it is the rear quarter panel and this piece of trim here. It's okay at the front, not too bad. It's typical stone chips and whatnot, but as you get further back, you can see that there's been a reaction to a previous repair. So all along here, it's very rough, it's like sandpaper. The lacquer's totally failed, so that's getting sorted. Might be hard to see, but here as well, this is in the paint. This is not on the surface, this isn't dirt or contamination, so that all needs repairing as well. Fortunately, as a detailer, we do get to work with some of the best businesses in the area. The Edition 30 is going to be painted by Nico at Smash Paintwork. He is our preferred body shop. We work with him on many projects, and once the paintwork has all been done, we will be giving it a really decent machine polish and ceramic coating. So you want to make sure that you get subscribed to keep up with that. You can see here the original bumper was way beyond repair, unfortunately. It's cracked and clips broken. So we ended up buying a brand new genuine bumper from Volkswagen.
I'm very impressed with Cassius. Cassius went to college and done motor vehicles and learned the strip and fitting process. Cass has stripped the Golf, bonnet, bumper and wing. He is now prepping his panels ready for primer. That is very good stuff. Very happy.
Alright guys, we're back at Smash Paintwork. I'm going to take a little look behind the scenes of what's going on with the Golf. Right, we are inside at Smash. You got Nico in the background there.
Hello.
We've got the Golf and it's looking absolutely incredible. Nico, like I said, is just doing a few finishing touches to the paint before it's ready for collection. But I'd love to show you a little bit more behind the scenes of what goes on in a body shop.
Hello, so my name is Nico and I am the owner of Smash Paintwork. We are in my laboratory, as I call it. We are looking after on-track detailing. We have his Golf, We've painted the front end, bumper, bonnet, wing, and also driver's side rear quarter panel. The shop was designed for cleanse, temperature control, and delivering the best possible finish. So this area is what we would call the workshop. This side of the workshop would be our stripping area. So we sort of have 1, 2, 3 cars in the strip process. That side will be 1, 2, 3 cars in preparization stage, rubbing down, sanding, filling, getting ready for primer, which then goes in the booth, which is lit up with some Bentley panels awaiting to be painted. This room is what I call it a waiting room. So if it's a big job that's gassing off for primer, or it's generally a non-runner, so you don't want to keep maneuvering it about, it tend to just sit in this room. Again, all these panels in here are all gassing off. Gas off, if you're wondering what gas off is a time frame where we like to leave the panels. To gas off, I'd say a week, lets the solvent evaporate from the primers, the lacquers to really harden up before polishing. That's a gas off period. We also have a room where we keep our parts. Any new parts come in or nice panels that are painted, we tend to put in this room, out the way, dust free, behind the speed door. There is a 2002 vehicle in there at the moment. Very nice car, classic. We painted this about 1.5 years ago. And it's come back for a few little small bits. We've had it about 3 weeks. Great customer relationship. So we've got the car while he's on holiday, so we'll do the work over the time while he's away. Then spray booth, while we're here, might as well. Come in. Spray booth, an area that is basically a negative atmosphere where the room is, all the air and dust is extracted out, the room's sealed, so the pressure is sort of negative, there's no air movement, nothing blowing around. Then we have a controlled booth where we can change the temperature. I like to paint between 20 and 27 degrees. Painting is essential with heat. Everything works better when it's warm. Same as your dinner. You know, if you're gonna eat your dinner, you're gonna want it nice and warm. If it's cold, it's like, oh. So yeah, I'm just changing the filters ready for our next paint job. Yeah, spray booth. Then if you come through this door, this is our mixing room. It's been a busy week. Please do not scream. We clean every Monday. So, paint room, again, essential, nice and warm, making sure all the paints are kept at temperature so they apply better. All the primers, and what is really important, primer machine, make sure you stir it. So when we prime, always nice to make sure all your primers are all stirred, not shaken. Essential bit of kit, computer system. That's the primers now stirred. Computer system works with a spectrometer camera, which what we do, we put onto the vehicle. It will then scan what it says the color is. I then put it back into the docking station, nice and safe. It will then send a message to the computer, which is rapid match. Bring up your reading. This is a Mercedes we've just painted. 297 was the code, and it will recommend which one it likes us to go with. So in this case, it's a prime shade. So we're going to click on the shade, and then all the individual tinters that it suggests we put in are brought out from that unit in there, where we mix them all individually and apply.
This Bentley as well, which is having a lot of work done. Not ever seen one with all the body panels removed. Obviously got no front wing, so if you've ever wondered what a Bentley Continental looks like behind the wing, then there you go. Another E63 as well, absolute rocket ship. If you have a look on our Instagram and Facebook page, you might see we actually had a E63, not this one, it was another one, but Nico painted the front end on that and it was an excellent job, which is why we're very happy to work with him. And we did a detail on that. It's what you call a hot V. This is what Mercedes started doing instead of their old traditional 6.2 V8s. The turbochargers sit in between the bank. So after the rest of the work on the front end is done and the car's ready, it will be coming back to us at On Track Detailing for a full detail, paint correction and ceramic coating. And we are also going to put paint protection film on the front end. It is a perfect time to protect the paintwork, having just been resprayed. So for the expense of having it painted, it does make sense to protect the finish for as long as possible. These cars, being a bit older, have no patterns available, or certainly no good patterns. The ones that are around just don't work very well. So we're going to bulk fit it. We're going to fit the film by hand. It won't be too hard. It's all pretty flat, so we're only going to do the bonnet, the bumper, and the wing. So they'll be covered and it will look amazing. We're going to be putting Pro Film Regen on, which is their entry-level paint protection film. They have another one as well, Ultra Clear Pro, which is a 12-year film. The Regen is a 7-year film. The benefit of Regen over the other films is that it has an instant heal capability. Most paint protection films need some heat, whether that's from the sun, from water, or a heat gun or a hairdryer, to fully self-heal. The Regen film has full self-healing capabilities at ambient temperatures. So this front wing was painted, and this is the gun finish. There's not been any sanding or refinement of it. This is the kind of quality that we love to get when we work for Nico. Just before we wrap up the video, the car has failed to start a few times. The battery has been dead, unfortunately. So we replaced it with this brand new one, which we got from Tanya Batteries, and it was only about £70. Right guys, now that the battery's been changed, the car is done and all the paintwork has been completed. So now we just need to leave it for a couple of weeks before we can get cracking with the detailing. So that's going to be a multi-stage machine polish. We're going to PPF the front end, as I mentioned, and we'll just get the rest of it looking sweet. We'll also give the interior a deep clean as well, and that episode will be coming out in about a month's time. So hope to see you guys then. Until then, take care.